So day 13, date is this 19 October 2024, and time is this. So one of the participant have got the error. That is nothing but what? Only integer scalar arrays can be converted to the scalar index. So something like this. See now here, and a3 is equals to np dot, just run this meanwhile, concatenate np dot concatenate a1 and a2, correct? Hello? And see,
Yes.
you are getting this error. Getting my point? So here you are getting the same error.
Yes.
Problem is that the way you call the concatenate function, if you observe over here, to the concatenate you have passed tuple over here. Can you see that? Concatenate function, can you see that you have passed tuple over here? To the concatenate function, either you need to pass, in short, you need to pass any sequence, list tuple set, one of the sequence. Can you see that? So actually you are calling a different concatenate method. It requires a single argument, that is the sequence. It requires a single argument, that is the sequence. If you go to here, a concatenate function, if you want to check the concatenate function, what is the concat, we can check that also. Sort method, concatenate function. So if you check the definition of the concatenate function, or here also we can check np dot concatenate, and here in the, okay, so I want to show that. Please give me complete, please explain what type of parameters I need to pass. If you see here, okay, let's discuss the concatenate. The primary parameter to the concatenates are arrays. So first thing is arrays. This is a sequence array like objects, typically tuple or a list, which contains the arrays to be concatenated. So here you need to pass a sequence. You need to pass what? Sequence, not a separate parameters like this. So this would be considered as array, and this would be considered as axis in that case. Getting my point? Hello?
Yes, Sunny.
Yeah. So whenever you get the error, what I suggest you is that take a help of LLMs, ChatGPT, Gemini, WhatsApp AI. Use 100%. So even before typing over here, just ask to the chatbot. So I want to do this thing, give me the code. So read the description and then type the code. Right? Nowadays we are having that utility. We should take the benefit of that. So even I'm learning the Rust now, Rust programming language. So first I ask bot to give me the code. First I ask bot to give me the code. So if I want to understand the variables in the Rust, right? So I will not go anywhere. I will open the Gemini or ChatGPT or WhatsApp Meta AI, and over there first I will ask my query, and then I will practice it. So what it will give you, you will get the perfect understanding like this, and you get the examples also. So this is what the AI will change the landscape of programming and the education. So hence from now there won't be any programming language. English would be the programming language by default, right? And after a few years your mother tongue would be the programming language, definitely. That is going to happen. So, and the education landscape and the coding landscape will change drastically. Fine, let's move ahead to the today's topic. As you know, I'm referring this page. I have pasted in WhatsApp group as well. So yesterday we talked about indexing. No, we left at the indexing, right? So we talked about reshaping of the array, and today we will see the NumPy indexing. Indexing related things. Data 13th. So let's create the data is equals to np dot array like this, np dot array like this. So if you want to access the 0th element, so data of 0, you will get the 0th element, right? So we have seen this in a Python this thing. So here we can say 0 comma 3, 0 comma 6 in a step 2. Can you see steps? So there is no change over here. So array of 135, 135. So 0 to 6, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here first you will get 1, then 3, then 5, and this would be excluded, right? This would be excluded that we have seen. Now it is not only this much. We have seen the negative indices also. If you remember, in a Python we have seen the negative indices also. Data of -1, what it prints? Data of -1, it prints 12, -2 this, -3 this, -4 this. We have seen this thing, right? But this is what not possible. This is what newly possible in a this thing is nothing but what? Let's create the a array. Okay, np dot array. I want to have something like this, and then we can say a into bracket, a is less than 5. See now, can you see 1 2 3 4 5? So what is going to happen over here? You can easily print all of the values in the array that are less than 5, that are less than 5. So here if I say, instead of this 6, if I say 1 and run it, can you see 1 2 3 4 5 and this 1? So here this guy will give you an array. Here is the condition, a is less than 5, you will get an array. So here you can say 5 and up, a is greater than 5 and up, and here you can see 5 and more than. See, this is the powerful feature of, this is the absolutely powerful feature of a different kind of indexing provided by NumPy. Correct? Hello? You getting my point? What is happening over here? Hello? Am I audible, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So there are many other things we have. Let's do that. 5f, let's create the variable divisible by 2. Divisible by 2 is equals to a mod 2 is exactly equals to a is equals to a mod 2 exactly equals to 0, and print it like this. So 2, 4, 8, irrespective of the dimension. Can you tell me the shape of this array? Can you tell me the shape of this array?
3, 4.
3, 4. It's a tuple. When you say shape, shape is always represented in a tuple. So I asked this question in an interview, why shape is the tuple and not the list? If you see here, print a dot shape. So no matter which framework in a Python you will learn, can you see? It is printing 3, 4. Why it is not list? Why it is tuple? Why it is not list and why it is tuple? So to answer this thing, you need to know the difference between list and tuple, which has nothing to do with the NumPy, core Python, right? So generally yeah, say that.
So list can be modified, but tuples cannot be. This could be a reason. Not sure.
How do you associate this with the shape?
So arrays a dimension. Not sure. Just guessing.
Any your answer is correct, which means that you got the idea of the tuple and the list. So dimensions cannot be changed. You getting my point? So Python thought that instead of returning in a list, let's return it in a tuple, because tuple is lightweight than list. List is a modifiable data structure. List is a modifiable data structure. Tuple is not. Tuple is a read only. So to save the memory, NumPy returns the tuple and not the list. So I asked this question in an interview. So people have an impression that, means in industry, it is the impression that data science and AI is all about learning the frameworks like NumPy, Pandas. It's not. Absolutely wrong interpretation. It's all about Python and the core mathematics. If you know such things, then and only then you can implement the mathematical algorithm, otherwise not. If you know this foundation, why it is returning tuple and why not list, and then and only then you can implement the algorithms, papers, white papers that gets published, right? So divisible, this is NumPy is all about a framework, right? Without NumPy also you can develop the AI applications, but NumPy people have taken a lot of efforts in such things, right? Memory optimization and all other things. That's why NumPy is preferable. It is highly memory optimized library, and if you can see, you can handle any dimension in a NumPy. Not any. This is the hardware specific also. You need the GPUs to handle the huge kind of dimensions. So that's the hardware concern. But at the certain limit, NumPy works great, right? If you see in a TensorFlow or the PyTorch, they have their own kind of operations. They have, if you see the tensors, this thing. So here we don't need to use the NumPy, but there is a backward compatibility also. Torch.from NumPy. If you have a NumPy array, you can convert it to the PyTorch specific array. The backward compatibility is there, but it's a more powerful than NumPy. It has a GPU support. We can execute the operations on GPUs. Right. Let's move ahead. Let's not talk about all those things. Otherwise, session would be deviated. So divisible by 2, A A mod 2 is exactly equals to 0. I hope you know this operation, modulo division operation. It checks the remainder. So this is the one. Or you can select, we can use the ANDing and ORing also. So here we can say bool operation is equals to A of A is greater than 2 and A is less than 11, and then we can print the bool op, right? Can you see? It is absolutely working. It is this is the AND, logical AND. Now we can have bool LND, logical AND, and here you can say bool OR so here A or bool L or, can you see the AI? I have written the variable LND, and here I have used the AND operation. So here I have written bool LR. Automatically I have suggested me this thing. This is the context in the LLMs. This is called as context in the LLMs. By looking at your code base, it is suggesting you. It is nowhere getting the data from. So bool LR. So A is less than 5 or A is greater than 10, and here you can see this thing. So if you want to print the array, so print A also here, print the A. If you want to check and print the A, here you want to check it. Okay. So we can have such things. We can have such things. So you can also make the logical AND and OR in order to return the Boolean values that specify whether or not the values in array are fulfilling the condition. Now this is useful when this is useful with the arrays, when arrays that contain names or the categorical values, arrays that contain names and the categorical values. Here you can say 5 and up is equals to A is greater than 5. Now what is the categorical? A pure machine learning concept. A is exactly equals to 5, and here you can print just 5 up, not A of 5 up. So which will return you which values return the true and which values return the false. Which values are returning true and which values are returning false. Now what do you mean by the categorical values? Now if there are names in an array, there are names. So we have names. So LLM, sorry, your machine learning model, remember that can never work with the string data or the objects. Your machine learning model can never work with that raw strings or the Python objects. Your data has to be in the binary form. So when you say the categorical, over here, where is that? Here when you say categorical values, okay, what do you mean by categorical values? So converting these strings, so consider that A is containing the array of strings, and you need to feed that array of strings to the machine learning model. Not possible. You need to convert those strings to the numbers. Booleans are nothing but the numbers. Booleans are nothing but what? The numbers. So this thing is this array. Can you see which value is true and which value is false? You have got the answer over here. So this thing is used in the machine learning. So there is something called as one hot encoding. one hot encoding. NumPy, we have it. Oh, it's in a scikit-learn. One hot encoding. So the input to this transformer should be an array like the integers or the strings, denoting the values taken on by the categorical or the discrete features. The features are encoded using one hot or one of k or the dummy encoding scheme. So we'll see this thing in scikit-learn, not over here. But underlying thing is this. They have used this thing underlying. You can also use what you can say. You can also use the np.non-zero to select the elements or the indices from an array. Let's create an array. So here we can say A is equals to np.array like this. And then here we can say, and then here we can say, okay, so it's good that AI has given me the suggestion. So please tell me the answer of this. What would be the answer of this? What is the meaning of this? First tell me. What is the meaning of this?
Start 0 and 0. Start with 1 and 1 and 3 step.
1 means what? So what you are, so when you say 1 comma 2 means what? Let's print it. 1 comma 2, 7. So how it has printed 7? So this is the 0th, this is the first, this is the first. So first we'll select this guy, and 7 means what? 1 comma 2, 0 1 2. So first will point to this, and 2 0 1 2, it will point to the 7. Now here if you can say a 1 comma 3, so you'll get an array. So 1 comma 3, right? So here start stop step, here also you can give, can you give start stop step over here? 1 comma 2, something like this. Can you see? Start stop step is applicable everywhere. So if you have cleared the indexing in Python, I told you this thing, indexing till deep learning algorithms like deep learning framework like PyTorch and TensorFlow is same. There is no change. Okay, so this is one thing. Now here we can say B is equals to np dot non-zero, A is less than 5. I'll run it, np dot non-zero, and here we can say print B. See here, non-zero, 0 0 1, non-zero to print all the indices that elements are less than 5. So here you have given, here you have got the true false values, here you will get the 0 and 1. So can you see, is 1 is less than 5, 2 is less than 5, 3 is less than 5, 4 is less than 5. So you got the one array and you got the second array over here. So A is less than 5, B, and A is less than 5. So here you are going to get the tuple. So in this example, a tuple of array was written, one for each dimension, one for each dimension. The first array represents the row indices where these values are found, and the second array represents the column indices where these values are found. Row indices 0 0 0, these are the row indices, and these are the column indices, rows indices and the column indices, right? So if you want to generate the list of coordinates where these elements exist, you can zip the array and iterate over the list of coordinates. So these are the rows, these are the columns. So you need to do something like this: 0 0, so 0 1, 0 2, 0 3, 0 1, something like this. So here np dot, there are a lot of functions like this. So this functionality you can decide to do this thing on your way, right? You can do this thing on your way. So a is greater than 5 and a is exactly equals to 5, it will give you this array. So same thing, a dot non-zero, the tuple of the array was written, one for each dimension. The first array represents the row indices where these values are found. The second array represents the column indices where these values are found, right? So that's what the non-zero function. So if you want to print, so you can do something like this also, print a of b. So what it will print? The values which are satisfying this condition. Values which are satisfying this condition. Values which are, so 1 2 3 4 1, and there is no satisfying over here. Nothing is satisfying over here. Correct? Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes. Aniruddha, I have a question. Can you
Yeah.
explain that array of 0, 0, 0 and non-zero is relating with the value?
Okay.
We got.
Okay. Now, just a minute. I will try to visualize this thing. Now, if you can see this thing, num np dot non-zero function finds the indices of the elements in array A which are less than 5. The result is stored in a B. So, okay, so let's do one thing. I will make 3 over here. Now, do it. Your understanding purpose, I'll keep it and see it. So here if you see, so what's the shape of this array? 3 by 4, right? What's the shape? 3 by 4. So here if you see, it will check the indices. A is less than 5. So when you say A is less than 5, no, just a minute. Let's go with the earlier thing. So if you see np dot non-zero, so B is going to hold, what B is going to hold? The line np dot non-zero is less than 5 finds the indices of the elements in the array A which are less than 5. The result is stored in the variable B. So first array 0 0 0 0 1 contain the row indices of the element. Row indices of the element. So if you want to check this, something like this. So here we can say A of 0, 0. What's the value of A of 0, 0? Printed. It's 1. Can you see this 0 and this 0, which will point to this 0, this 0 and this 0, right? Now this 0 and this 1. So we can have A of 0 and 1, A of this 0, this 1, 0 and 1. If you see this thing, it's 2. Can you see? You need to do something like this. So it will print the rows and column. Rows and column. So are you getting my point? So 0, 0. So you'll do 0, 0, then 0, 1, then 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, this thing, then this thing, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. So if you go on doing this thing, you will get these values. Hello?
Yes.
So it will print in this way. If you get the row indices and the column indices, that's enough. If you get the row indices and the column indices, that's actually enough. Is that clear or not? All of you?
Yes.
All of you, is that clear? Okay. Now, next thing, this is important actually. How do we create an array from the existing data? Indexing and existing. How do we create an array from the existing data? So consider that you have an array. Consider that you have an array. Okay, let me write it. A is equals to np dot array, np dot array. This is the indexing only. np dot array 1 comma 3 comma 1. Okay, like this. So this is my array, and I want to create the new array, by specifying the indices. Okay, so we can do this thing. So let's make this guy as a1, a2. Let's reduce the numbers. And here we can say 4 to 6. Okay, or we can increase the dimensions also actually. 1 3. Five 7. 4 2 6 8. We have increased the dimensions of A1 and A2. Now we need to vertically stack them. NP dot v stack A1 A2 A1 A2, and say again problem. So you need the tuple or list over here. Run it. Can you see in a one array actually you have two arrays over here, right? So here we can print A1 dot shape and print A2 dot shape. Just run it. Can you see 2 by 2 2 by 2, and here we can say R1 print R1 print R1. Can you see 2 by 2 2 by 2, it's a 4 by 2, means in this R1 all these three things are coming as a row. 4 rows 2 columns, right? 4 rows 2 columns. Similarly we can have one more function, h stack np dot r2 np dot h stack a1 a2 print r2. Can you see horizontally stacking? So if you print the shape, print r2 dot shape, over here you can see 2 by 4. So 2 by 4 r2 dot shape, it's a 2 by 4. If you see, so this is the outer, it's 2 by 4. Horizontal stack is nothing but what? 2 by 4. You getting my point? Hello? Here 4 by 2, shape is 4 by 2, and here shape is 2 by 4. Horizontal stacking and vertical stacking. Any question, guys? Hello? Any questions? Yeah. Say that again.
Horizontal stack.
Yeah. So when you say horizontal, how many columns are there? In here, if you look at the shape of this, 2 by 2, 2 by 2, right? Which means that 2 rows, 2 columns. Horizontal means what? If you see 2 by 4, so where your remaining rows will go? 1 3 4 2. So rows, if you see, this is one column actually, and this is another column. So these two are getting combined, 1 3 4 2 5 7 6 8, right? Columns becoming the rows, 1 3 4 2 1 3 4 2, one row. So 5 7 6 set is a column. So 5 7 6 set. So columns are becoming row, and in this case rows are becoming columns. Correct? You got it or not? Here column 1 3 4 2 is a column. These are two columns, actually one column, that becomes row. 5 7 6 set is falling under one column, that is becoming one row. Correct? So V stack and the H stack. So whenever there is a dimension change word, you will see the word dimension change. Yesterday we have seen endims, expandims, endims, expandims. So today we have seen horizontal shape, horizontal stacking, vertical stacking. So you need to select one of the operation. You need to select the one of the operation and perform the things over here. Okay. Now there is a H split also. One more thing we have, something called as H split. So here we can say X is equals to np dot arrange, a reshape. Can you see here how many elements you will get? Arrange. In a range 0 to 24 elements you will get. 1 to 25 means how many elements you will get? 24. So you are reshaping 2 by 12 and print the X. If you see here, the two rows, and these are the two rows and the 12 columns, which is occupying the 24 elements. Two rows, 12 columns are occupying what? 24 elements. Now H split, np dot H split. H split what? X, and here you can say 3. Now see what will happen. Can you see? Split this guy. So H split, so we can say sp1 is equals to this. Print sp1 dot shape, print sp1. So if you see the shape of this, oh okay, it will not give you the shape directly. There is a reason, we'll talk about that. So if you can see, this is the array, this is the list you are getting, and inside the list there is an array, right? So you will get this much as one array, this much as another array, and you will get this much as another array. So when you say, if you want to split the array into 3 equally shaped arrays, if you want to split this guy into 3 equally, so this is the bigger array, and if you want to split this into 3 equally shaped arrays, you will use H split colon 3. So let's see, this is the list, it will return list of the arrays. It is going to return Python list of the arrays. So here we can say sp2 is equal to np dot H split X 3 by 4, and see here what is going to happen. So here 3 by 4, so here 1, if you see, when you say 3 by 4, if you wanted to split your array after the third and fourth column, if you want to split the array, so look at the array over here. after the third and fourth, you can use this operation also. So if you want to split your array after the third and fourth column, so here if you see this array, so third and fourth column we are talking about, so 0 1 2 3, and the fourth, so splitting will start from somewhere here, third and fourth column. Can you see? You will get 1 2 3 and 13 14 15. And can you see column? You need to look at the column. So 1 2 3, 13 14 15, then you will get 4 only, and below the 4 there is a 16, and rest of the element 5 6 7 8 to the 12 and 17 18 24 will remain same. Correct? Hello?
Yes.
Queries?
Yes, I have one query.
Yeah.
So what is difference between vertical stack and the concatenate?
Vertical and
Concatenate.
dimensions.
No, so if can you go up?
Yeah, I got your question. Now see, so here if I have something like this 9 9, and if you run it, it will happen. Now you need to concatenate, np dot concatenate. So here a1 and a1 a2, right? So here if you see, one 3 5 7 4 2 6 8 9 9. Okay, so only one difference I see over here. It is returning, just a minute. Yeah, if you see here, your question is VStack and
Concatenate. Same. Yes, you are doing. What is difference between these two operations?
I don't see any difference over here in the output, right? But the concern over here is access, right? So when you talk about the concatenate, joins an array along with the specific axis. So here we can specify the axis 0, run it, which is nothing but the whatever output we are getting 1, and we are getting error because dimensions are not same. Here you have 3 rows, here you have 2 columns, so it is expected that you should get this thing. So here is the difference. The difference is that concatenation is always along the axis. If you don't pass the axis, by default it is 0, right? And the purpose of the VStack is vertically stacking the arrays. So axis 0 and this thing is same, but VStacking can never happen with the axis, right? So here, so this line and this line is currently same. But if you make something like this axis is equals to 1, it is different. It is altogether different. And this is the purpose of the concatenation, right? Concatenation along with the axis, right?
So just can we add one more element in A1 and then we can try with axis 1?
Here,
Yep.
3, 3. It will work. So requires both for the vertical, for the column wise dimension should be same, otherwise you will get an error. You getting my point? So if you don't specify axis, this and this call is same. This and if you don't specify axis or axis 0, so this and this call is same. There is no difference. But that is not the purpose of the concatenation. Concatenation always along with the axis. So another, it takes the input as a sequence of the arrays as an input. So VStack, if you see, it is also taking the sequence. If you see here, it is also taking the sequence, but optional axis parameter is there. That axis parameter is not over here. Clear?
Yes, got it.
So this is about the today's topic. So two more or one more session would be needed. I think 2 more session would be needed for the NumPy, and then we will start with the pandas. Okay. Let's call it for a day. We'll meet tomorrow. We'll discuss timing on the group. Fine?
Can you do that tomorrow earlier is possible?
Yeah, I need to take approval from other guys. I have no problem. We'll discuss on the group. Fine? Yeah. Thank you.